Welcome to Allen fans. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us tonight as the fans continue to roll in. And we are here to talk football as we always do, and even delve into other sports if it fits our fancy. Tonight, we have so many things to talk about, some controversial comments made by key players throughout the league. But all in all, though, it was generally a quiet weekend when you think about it. No EPL games, really, but there was a Nations League that happened and a
Well,
few
that
other
was fun.
little things happen in between. Some pretty good games, just generally. It's always good to see the best in the world play against each other. How are you guys doing this evening? It's a Monday night here in Antigua. It's rainy. All the rain, the better. Hopefully, we'll wash away some of the COVID around the place. We all think. Right?
Yo, I'm
How are you
good.
going to do that?
I'm good, man. I'm just ready for club football to be back again. I miss seeing my boys play.
Mm,
Oh, yeah, man.
Facts,
I miss it
facts.
too.
That makes two
I
of
miss it.
us.
Hmm.
Although they've been doing
Which
very well on international break.
I was
Smith
about
will
to say that.
score,
Yeah.
Tavares score, Aubameyang, Pepe, Partey,
Yes, man.
Saka.
Miguel
Yeah, we've been.
Aziz.
Yeah, me. Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
For United players, Pogba, Martial doing bits there with France. Jaden Sancho got a couple assists for England too. So hopefully he can transcend that form over to the EPL.
a
Cristiano
good
scoring
question.
goals too. So yeah, um, yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good from that sense. But all in all, though, I'm happy for everybody. And we have a question here, Shaq. The ball starting back soon. Funny. I guess there's a question there about where football is being played locally yet. Anybody heard anything about that yet? Or if that's gonna come back soon? No?
I'm
Ball
back.
been playing.
Yeah,
I'm
you're back,
back.
Shaq. You're back.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
So I
question is
mean,
about
that's more question for you, ain't it? Not for me.
for me. One question.
Are you a car
Right.
shot?
Yeah, I need to stop that now. Anyway,
Hey, listen.
but
If just ask Memphis. If Memphis say ball play, ball play.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah, Memphis run the well.
um, okay. Yeah, we see here another question. Yeah, is starting back football for everybody or just the vaccinated? That's a really good
No,
question. All right.
I mean
Like,
the answer is clear.
You have to bring your
Yeah, you
card.
gotta bring your card.
bring a
You
card.
gotta
Yep.
bring
No
your card.
card, no
That
football.
No bar. Yeah.
that's the official match day card.
Oh man. But we'll see. They might go get the vaccine. That's a good thing, man. Some people don't want to do it. Everybody here double jabbed. Not to say that it's mandatory for Island fans, but I'm just saying. Everybody.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, all right. Jaleel says, I don't understand your caption. And it brought you here to find out, so it worked, okay? Because it's in relation to Courtois' statements, which we'll jump to in just a second. But I just wanted to make sure the fans in the roll in. Don't forget to come Thursday, folks, as we do our preview for the weekend. Some good games in the weekend. And again, as we talk fantasy as well, too. Who can catch up to Netflix and Chilwell, he's like
Netflix and
40
chill.
points ahead. All right, so we'll see how that is. But side note, everybody is getting linked to Newcastle, and I saw the wonderful news that Martial was linked to Newcastle. I think they want him for like I don't know 30, 40 mil or something like that. So I'm hoping that goes through. And I'm hearing today from Joe that Ozil might come back to the Premier and go to Newcastle as well too.
Yeah, there was a link on going around on Twitter today that he was linked
Okay.
to a return to the Prem at Newcastle.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wow. But then that's shaky for me. I'd have to see that to believe it because with Newcastle and the owners with the whole human rights accusations and then what Özil stands for, I just don't see that happening.
Mm.
True, true. Good
Yeah,
wording, right?
I heard the e-card link, and I thought that that's a very good link.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
it,
yeah, I saw
it
that as
is.
well.
It is, man. But can you imagine them doing that little, getting some really good deals and creating a
And if
nice
you
little starting 11? Hmm.
right, and if you look at it, all these players are players that they can get. Marshall,
Yeah.
he's struggling for game time. Icardi the same. Ozil would like to play in a more prestigious league than in Turkey, if those rumors are true.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's
So
true.
Yeah.
At this
Yeah,
point,
yeah,
right,
they
with the
win.
kind of money Newcastle have, even if I was to hear LeBron James linked to Newcastle, I'd believe it.
Yo,
Not argue with nobody.
LeBron James can play center back now. I tell you now. That dude,
Yo,
right? He can play anything, man.
the
Seriously.
man gonna take his talents. The man gonna take his talents to Newcastle.
Oh man. But how would that
Well,
affect him? And he has part ownership, a small
In
stake in
Liverpool.
Liverpool. That's kind of conflict of interest, right? Unless you just don't play against Liverpool. Never know. But we see some
I'm
people
not
here.
sure almost to justify it.
What want to get to do with that? I'm always here. Yes, you are, and
No,
we
man, big up
appreciate
yourself,
that,
Jolly.
man. Definitely, man. Big supporter.
Thumbs up to you.
Really appreciate it. All right,
I give
and
you a clap.
let me see. Icardi said he's happy in Paris. I see he would be. His wife is not his manager. I think his wife is his manager, and she she engineered that move, and they like it over there. Right. Me just says here, are exemption letters allowed? This is in reference to him and the vaccination card.
Ask
No,
me this.
not true. Yeah.
Memphis is the
No.
point man. Yeah.
Alrighty then. But guys, who in your team? Let's start with Moy. Would you send to Newcastle? We don't need you. You can go Newcastle. Who from your team?
That's
A
a
Man
funny
City.
question, bro.
Now make it sound so harsh now.
Yeah, I mean, like you would have no problem. I have no problem in sending Martial to Newcastle. I don't want Van de Beek go. I want him to
Whew.
stay. But I would send
Um,
Martial.
I don't have a problem with sending. They need defense, so they can get Aki.
Okay, they can get Aki.
This is permanently.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can. I would see either two of them trying, those caliber of players going. Aki to
Because
try establish his place again in Premier League.
you know,
Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
that,
So
that's
we
a
have a
tough
look at
one.
team. We have a look at team.
That's a
I'm trying to
tough
build.
one.
I'm trying to build a team between all of our teams. We got Arsenal. We got City. We got United. Right.
Give them the team, man.
Martial strike
Who,
for me for
who
them.
you give
Right.
Memphis? Joe.
Holding. They can take Holding. They can take Kolasinac. They can take El Neni.
No,
They
but
can take.
Wow.
no, but
Rap
you see, you get a man.
ready,
But you see,
boy.
you get a man. You get. I thought he would be more as somebody that would help them really.
No, me not
On
give
this
them
new
any of
quest.
them. It is tough. They can
I thought
take
that was
all
the
of them.
question.
They wouldn't get Eddie as much as we think Eddie can take and sell. I would not give them Eddie because Eddie still have potential. So unless them man pay me one arm and a leg, I can't get Eddie. But Kolasinac, Holding, El Neni, who else? Bellerin on loan, so just in case that not turn permanent.
Just recall you and sell it
Yeah,
to
just send
them.
it one time. I didn't even make you finish the loan. Just carry you back and send me Newcastle.
I'm a wicked boy.
Jaleel says Jones and Fred. Okay, yeah, that would definitely go through. Martial, Jones, and Fred. We say Martial is your guy, but we can agree to disagree. So I see Aki and Jones can defend. Kolasinac too. Kolasinac play left back. Left back he play.
Left back. Yeah.
Yes, he can play left back.
But
Bellerin
you know
can
what
play
they
right back. Bellerin can play right back.
Mhm.
Fred and then he can cover the midfield.
The midfield.
Martial can strike. They just need some. If they play 4-2-3-1, they just need a cam and two wingers.
I bet you gotta say maximum now.
Your man's
Sure.
can bring in
Let's see Maxima can play wide.
a
Well,
more
can play.
from Everton now. That sounds very doable.
Yeah.
Yo,
that does
I
sound
was
doable.
thinking, and this is a strain a bit, because early up in the week, I think I was talking to Suko or one of them, and I was saying I really would like for Martinelli to get a loan to Crystal Palace or Newcastle. That's what I was looking at. So if he could get a loan there and get some games, because
Malogan too.
right, because I was looking at Newcastle, I was like, Martinelli would just come and displace Jolinton one time.
One time.
And he could go to Palace and displace what he name, the crown one, Jordan Ayew, one time.
Okay.
And he would get consistent play time.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
True.
Martin Jr. says here, fully vaccinated. Boy, see them man
Sound
ready,
good.
Shaq.
Sound
Man
good.
ready, boy. Man ready to be
I'll wait for
boy.
Josh to make the car. That's it.
All y'all need to
Martin,
do sending your names with proof. and y'all can get a check mark.
Yo, that's a good
Stands,
shout.
yeah.
That's a good shout, Najalil. The type of football they play and the way he plays, that'd be
Mm-hmm.
brilliant. That's a great
Mm-hmm.
shout.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep.
I mean,
Definitely.
it's not so much. I do agree because he makes this point here. Yes, you're right, Jaleel. But in terms of leads, I do see that matches his play style. But on the right, you have Rafinha in front of him, which is probably going to play at least 60, 70 minutes a game. And then on the left, they just brought in Dan James. They have the guy that they just bought from City. So I'm just
Yeah.
thinking their play time would be limited because they already have their set players in that position.
Partner. Martinelli take the left. He can't defeat Rafinha. Dan James outside, man.
Dan James and Harrison. Harrison's a good baller.
No, Harrison
Nah, they
outside,
just
man.
bought Dan
Harrison
James.
outside.
They just bought Dan James, man. They can't try you on the bench so
I'm
easy.
outside.
Jelly, you say better than both. You're right. He is.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah,
He's better than both.
he is. He is. Okay, all right. So let's switch into actually what we want to talk about tonight. We're gonna speak about the France versus Spain Nations League final. Just in general, guys, how do you guys enjoy the competition overall?
I think it's a really good touch on international football. I mean, the rest of the games I didn't. The Nations League game were the only games I watched over this international break. I saw the score lines from the other matches like today. Saw Netherlands run rampant on somebody. Germany too put some I think 4 or 5 past the team. But for like a competition midway through the season, I like it. It had tenacity. It had fight. It was end to end. I like it. I really think it's a good touch.
Agree.
Yeah, it's good. It's better than nothing, and it's great to see that. But some would say that, that just in general, that well, how would you rank it then? That's a better question. How would you rank it with all the other competitions? Like, where
That
would
would
you
be
rank it?
like that would be like the Carabao Cup of the
Wow.
the English league.
Internationals,
No,
International.
yeah, I'm just. It sounds
internationals.
hard, but
Mhm.
when you
I
realize that
agree.
there's World Cup, World Cup
Mhm.
would be the Premier League,
Yeah,
and then you would say is the FA Cup prestige still. Then
yeah.
Nations League is just the Carabao, not so prestige, but you would happy to win it as a cup.
So World Cup would be the Champions League.
Yeah. And then
I'm just
Euro
talking
this
in
time.
case the
Mhm.
English, just in the English overall.
Okay,
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 okay.
okay.
okay. All right. We got somebody else here. Week says lucky I'm vaccinated. Boy, they're coming in. See, we're doing bits. Hopefully, the Honorable Gavson bro will be happy for Ireland fans
Yeah,
to get the people vaccinated.
exactly. Reaching
Smart
herd
chance some money.
immunity here. True. Island fans.
Yeah. So with that being said, there was some very controversial comments made by Courtois on the Nations League. I'll read for you what he said. He said, "We
Mhm.
just play it because for UEFA it's extra money and extra game on TV. Nobody cares about the players anymore. If we never say anything, it's always the same. They can be angry about other teams wanting a Super League, but they don't care about the players. They only care about their pockets. You hear about how they want to put a European Championship and a World Cup every year. When will we get a rest? Never. So in the end, top players will only get injured. And then that's the end of it. We are not robots." Passionate
Let,
comments from Courtois.
let
And then
me
he said,
just
"It's all about the money. It's all about the money."
before we continue to dissect anything.
Hmm.
I work, your work, no boss.
Yep.
I your job, I
Hmm.
mean, we go to work every day, 5 days a week, sometimes
Hmm.
six. When you're big like Joe, you work 7 days a week, and
Stats.
we just work. We go work, we come home, we rest, we recuperate, and get ready for the next day. Yeah, we would like to make up. If we were making that amount of money that they're making, and even when they go on international, they make a bit of money too. I don't see what's the big complaint about. You're an athlete.
The
Work.
man said he's saying you overworked though. He's
Them
saying
man
he's
can
How?
go do.
overworked.
Them man can go
He's
Dubai,
playing too
man, and
many
they'll come back
games.
after.
But no, I mean, I don't think so.
But I'll be Courtois' lawyer as devil advocate tonight, and Courtois is basically saying that they work us too much and we play too many games, and you have to think about the players, and we're tired and we're gonna get
Okay,
injured, and
top players.
who he actually even cost off the third place. I was gonna say third place final. But anyway, but anyway, so inside joke. But anyway, the fact of the matter is that he was cussing, saying why play the third place match generally.
Right.
He's
Okay.
like, why do that? And all these games, and he's like, in general. And that's why I ask you, where does it rank for you? Why are we killing out ourselves for the Carabao Cup then, when World Cup Day and Champions League Day? I mean,
Be-
Euros Day, other things
It,
Day.
it
That's his point.
it sounds as if these players just want to play once a week
Okay.
I
for
wouldn't
that
say that in the chat.
for
I
that
wouldn't say
kind of
that.
money. For that kind of money, you need to
Mhm.
play more than that. You need to show your product. You are the product. And when I'm looking
Mhm.
at it, these top players, by most, they play 2 games a week. You play Champions League on a Tuesday or Wednesday, and you have a game on the weekend. Is that too much?
Am I the only one that's sensing that he's probably salty because Belgium lost and he made those comments?
Good point. Good point. Could be.
I
It
mean,
could
Yeah,
be.
Because I
he's
mean,
in third place.
he's right to an extent, but I still think there's a little saltiness because they have to play third place. Because
But
I
he
mean,
also
if you
talked
made it,
about. Sorry. Sorry.
you wouldn't be making those comments. So go ahead now.
But
Uh,
there was like a comment there, and I'll get Joe in after this, that he made that stood out to me, where he talked about um, certain players are playing and certain players are not playing. Like he was alluding to the fact that nobody really take him serious. It's not like the best of the best are playing in the starting 11. I don't know if he's alluding to the fact that why are we doing this in the first place? Why am I wasting my time playing this kind of competition? I'm only doing it because they told us to do it, and it's all about the money. Joe, what do you think?
I mean, the only thing I can say I agree with him in is the whole third place game. I don't think it makes any sense
I
because
can see that.
for me personally, um, in terms of the whole him talking about they just care about money. At the end of the day, like Shaq says, right, this is your job, and also they need to remember that while football is for entertainment and so on, it is a business. So I mean, money has to be in there somehow. Nobody, if you're running a business, your goal is to make a profit. No,
Hmm.
Right.
your goal is to make a
True.
profit
Yeah.
and to increase
Yeah.
that profit margin every opportunity you get. That's the reality of it. So the truth is, reality is, they know what they sign up for. But at the same time, too, sometimes if you really check it out, if you have, let's say you have an international break, right, and then you have like, because in 1 week you can have an international break, then you come off the international break, you come back, you go to Premier League weekend, then you have Champions League game um,
Mm, the
midweek and so
following
on.
week, right?
But if you really think, and then you still have to go, you're still doing your training and so on. When you really think about it, to an extent, your body doesn't really get any time to recover fully, if you really think about it. Because it's one thing if we just look at it as you playing 1 week in a football and a midweek game, but you're doing that every single week, that plus your training consistently, your body never really gets the full time to recover. And
Okay.
that is why
Okay.
over an extended period of time, like every season, players break down.
Hmm. Well,
I,
Again, that is all a part of it.
right.
Jimmy
You're
made a
right.
point
You're
here.
right, Joe.
He does have a
Right.
point in playing too much. Shaq, does he?
Mhm.
Does he really have a point? Are they
For,
playing too much?
I understand the point that he's getting at with the third place match. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's just the Nations League. I don't think they needed a third place match. What I'm
Mhm.
saying is that I'm agreeing with Joe in that. Well, I'm kind of disagreeing with Joe because I don't think it's too many games. When you look at basketball and it's a different sport and you have sub in and sub out, but they play games. They have back to back games. They probably play 3 4 nights a week. And I'm looking at a footballer. You wake up and you go to you go training. You go training and you will probably play. You'll probably play on a Thursday, on a Wednesday, and on a Sunday. I don't see how it's too much.
Hmm.
I mean,
Okay.
I understand. Maybe what he's talking about is fixture congestion. because sometimes the what do you call it, the international breaks just come at the wrong time
Okay.
for me.
Okay.
Just comes at the
Would,
wrong. But
would
I
you
mean,
say
too
though
many
that
games.
would you
Go
say though
ahead.
that the fixture congestion and the the international games being kind of fused in between the club games is part of the reason why there is such a the injuries in the game that contributing to the injuries at all?
Could be, but I don't think so. I mean, it's an occupational hazard. You can't. We can. I don't think we can really nail down. Oh, it's
Mm-hmm.
because you have the club games and then you go to international break,
Mm-hmm.
and this is what could cause injuries. No, because most times the international break follows the same format as if you were playing Champions League and your league game. One in the middle of the week, one at the weekend. That's what it follows, and that's why I don't think that this is really a big issue.
I remember LeBron James made the same comment in basketball right after the bubble coming into that last season, and he talked about the amount of players that ended up injured and how it
Mm.
affected the playoffs. He was saying that we didn't get enough rest, that we went from one thing to the next, and he's saying this is why you see, you know, Kyrie got injured, then what's his name? Harden got injured. You look throughout the league, key individuals that season just kept falling to injuries, and he's pointing it to fixture congestion. Is
But
there a correlation there with sport in sports?
I would debunk that because when I looked at those injuries last season to those NBA players, those were impact injuries, in-game injuries, twisted ankle here or there. It wasn't like muscle injuries where you would think it's an overuse.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. All right. Um, well, I mean, he was very passionate about it, and I'm wondering if whether other players feel the same way too, and what's actually going to change. Because I don't think anything is actually going to change in that regard. Let me switch it up a bit. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I really should have looked it up beforehand, so forgive me if I butcher it. But the guy who scored for Spain, Ozazabal, Oyazabal,
Yazable.
Oh yeah.
Oyazabal, Oyazabal.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Is he underrated? Is he underrated? Oyazabal, is he underrated? Hmm.
Mm,
I would say
no.
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 Yeah, so
I
I would
think
say no. So
So he's
yeah,
a really good striker.
he
Yeah,
puts the ball in the back
he's a
of the
good
net.
player.
As of last 2 3 years, been doing that consistently. I think he's
Let's say
So
underrated.
so he could start for any top 4 team.
No,
yeah, I don't
no.
know about that.
I wouldn't
He
put him.
can.
I wouldn't put him in front of. I would still, if I had him or Vardy, I'd still choose Vardy.
100,
Hmm.
100%.
Okay.
He was
Okay.
linked with
Interesting.
couple top clubs like what last year or 2 years ago. I know City wanted Pep wanted him a time also.
Yeah,
Oh,
facts.
he's a
He's a
winger.
winger.
Okay.
Yeah,
He's a
he
winger.
is.
All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you for that
Yeah,
correction.
somebody is one of them wingers that does what you want a winger to do. He gets the
Yeah,
ball and he
Mm-hmm.
runs at that. He runs at the defenders. And I mean,
Mm.
I can respect that, but at the end of the
but
day, too, you still have to put into account his end
Mm-hmm.
result, and his end result is inconsistent. So to say he's
got
underrated, I'd say no,
cracking
because
finish yesterday.
yeah, on a given day he will come in and he will run in and he will score a hat trick, and on a given day he will come in and he will lose the ball on every touch, or he will
Mm.
beat the entire field, get to the
Mm-hmm.
goal,
I
the
miss
goalkeeper will walk out to the goal and he will still miss.
Yep.
They're wild
inconsistency.
over there.
Speaking of the opposite of that, when it comes to consistency, Benzema, after that beautiful goal he scored and the performance in general, we were
Big
singing
Benz.
Salah's praises yesterday. I know a lot of people were talking about Benzema's form when we were talking about Salah. After what Benzema did in this game, is he officially or has he always been ahead of Salah?
Um,
Benzema is best in the world at the moment.
I would say he's been doing it more. He's been doing more consistently than Salah, and that's what makes a difference for me. Salah has had a really good run at Liverpool. I think it was what, maybe 3 4 years now at Liverpool, and I think the guys mentioned it last time. Benzema is carrying what you call it, carrying Real Madrid,
Yeah,
carrying Real
facts.
Madrid right now. And if you look at his overall play over these
Mm,
past two games,
yeah.
he's not 26, but his work rate is phenomenal. His link up play, his desire to be selfless and to do whatever the team needs, is
Mm,
commendable.
Yep.
it is. It is.
Benzema is
It
a
is.
baller, bro. And let the record show that when we had that Salah debate, or was it the last show, that
Hmm.
I put Benzema over Salah? Let the record show that. Just
You
want
did.
to
You
put that
did.
out there.
You
Let
did.
the record show I was just trying to shed some light on how good Salah has been,
I don't
and
want to
I
hear that.
don't think he was getting enough praise. That's all.
I don't
Now,
want to
That
hear
is
that.
true.
Let the record
It is
show
true.
that Big Benz has always been above
Uh-huh.
Mohamed Salah.
and I agree with you, Mister Joe.
All right.
Big bar.
All right. Okay.
Big
Here-
baller.
Here's a big
That's why.
question, guys. Here's a big question for the night. Well, I would be big question for the night. But in relation to the final, was Mbappe offside? Was Mbappe offside? Fans, let us know what you think. Throw in the comments and let us know what do you think Benzema, sorry, Mbappe was offside. Was he offside? Was he not? Was he on? If he wasn't offside, if you think that, then can you explain why? A lot of people can't.
Just before we jump there, look. This is someone's interpretation of this, maybe the rule. So they're
Okay.
saying this is so. Go ahead, you can go ahead.
So you can be offside if the ball comes off a defender? Yes. If the ball is deflected off a defender or the defender makes a deliberate save, it's offside. Only when a defender deliberately plays the ball is it
Is it
not
not considered?
considered offside. Hmm.
So there was a
Interesting.
slight touch
Uh-huh.
on the ball from Garcia.
From Garcia, yeah.
Mhm.
So then this is where now we're asking the question, the question that we continuously ask:
Hmm.
why is there the subjectivity in the game? Because the question that they go that I think is who it is. Someone, the Spanish player, said that the referee said that Garcia played the ball. Was it deliberate?
I
Mm.
That's the
think
question.
I
Good
saw a
question.
comment from Garcia saying also that the referee, I don't know, say that he attempted to play the ball, I think not to use. Other word attempted, and that's why he wasn't. That's why he wasn't. That's why he was given as a goal. I don't know when they say deliberate. What do they mean exactly? What do you the
I think it's
defender
a
had to
pass
do
back.
to the ball?
I think it's a deliberate. Just if you look like you're really passing the ball back,
But that
like
makes
if you
zero
have
sense though.
control of it. I don't know.
So he must not go to the ball. That's what they're saying.
That's what I'm saying. I'm wondering what as a defender, what should he have done?
Make you run through that.
That don't make sense though.
Just very.
Make him run through, and then when he gets it, offside.
Hope for the best.
That
Okay.
that one is
Let,
rough, boy. That is rough.
let me ask. Let me ask you. What isn't this the same way they were calling the offsides in the Euros?
I don't remember no. You
Yeah,
know.
that's a good question. That's a good question.
Because it looked more like in the Euros they were trying to give the benefit to the attacker,
To the attacker is
Mhm.
correct.
Okay,
and I
That's
okay.
think
correct.
it looks like this yesterday.
But remember, that's what they said with this whole new rule change now. Unless the part they're giving the benefit of the doubt to the attacker. So let's say, for example, you're just slightly ahead of your defender, but the part of your body that is slightly ahead of the defender cannot in any way play the ball in a sense. So let's say it's your finger, your nose, or just a little piece of your elbow or something. What they're saying now is that would not be considered offside because it's not like you could go down there and put your nose and play the ball.
Mm.
That's basically
Mm.
what they've said with the new rule change. So I don't know. For me, I would say yes, because when I watched it immediately, I was like, boy, he offside. But then
Yeah.
I saw he kept going. I was like, wait, he's not. Okay, cool. And then when I watched it back as well, if you watch it, I saw that the offside from maybe like 4 or 5 different angles. And some angles, when you look at it, if the new rule change that they said they've put forward is what they're using, then I understand why it wasn't given as offside. But again, the issue is the consistency with these calls, because then next international break, somebody could get one ball and then go even closer than Mbappe and then go call it offside. That is the problem.
Yeah. And that's the dreaded part of the football game.
It is. Do you think it took away from the game?
The result, because you don't want to be talking about a missed decision or missed call, why somebody won a trophy, especially in the era of VAR. You want them to get these calls right. But what I would say is that game was exciting.
It was.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Oh, man, not the port. Good on
Spain
score.
had a chance to equalize at one point. I thought that was going to be a finish. Caribbean make it 2-2, and right towards
Good
the end.
save from Laris.
Yeah, good save.
Laris made 2 good saves at the end.
He deserves to love on that game. He was exceptional when he was called upon.
He was. Good point, Moy.
Yeah, he was.
Is this redemption for Mbappe? Is this redemption for Mbappe after the
Euros?
So Mbappe had an awful game, but somehow he just managed to score. Mbappe was not good that game at all. But at the end of the day, your job is to put the ball in the back of the net, and if you score, kudos to
Joe, I was gonna message you because Mbappe looks like a menace every time in possession. He looks like something gonna happen every time. And I know we spoke about Haaland and our Mbappe, I think it was last week or so. But my goodness, boy, Mbappe is a talent.
Yeah, he is. Speaking of talent, Upamecano, Jaleel was talking about how awful he played. What do you guys think about that?
Oh, wow. I was about to miss Angelino, boy. Yes.
He was having a tough game, man. I mean, seriously, when he came on, I don't know, boy.
Thank you.
I mean,
only you gave us the Island fans version. Thank you.
Yes, that's true. I couldn't play what Jaleel said. Press that one there. But thank you though, Jaleel. You are not wrong now. But it's just that can't work. But so is he gonna be showing up at Bayern at all? Or is this just a bad game?
I think go ahead, Joe.
I'd say it's a bad game, but also I will say that Upamecano is overrated for me.
Ooh, thank you.
To an extent, I think he's overrated. The thing that saves Upamecano, why he gets the credit he gets, because unlike most centre backs in world football, he is one of the centre backs who is lucky enough to have like an outfield player type pace.
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
That's all it is.
All right, honestly. Joe, here we go.
How he overrated?
I mean, the man overrated, boss. Like, when you think about the kind of conversations when you look at the kind of conversations that he's put into and the kind of defenders that he's put into conversations with, what has he done to be put in that conversation? Realistically, if you put all them on CV together, the boy outside. He outside.
I guess Joe, because he's young and he's playing on a team that had a very, very good run in a tough league. That's why.
Upamecano and Ben White on the same level.
Okay, with that being said, right, I have a quick question for your ranking system. Upamecano, Koundé, Fofana, and Konate. How y'all ranking them?
Oh, that's good. That's a good set of defenders.
Upamecano, Koundé, and who?
Who?
And Konate.
I'm thinking about that one.
Upamecano, Konate, Koundé, and Fofana.
For number 1 and 2 is between Koundé and Fofana for me. However,
I agree.
The boy, hey, I'm giving Fofana. Yeah. I'm giving Fofana first.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving our boy Koundé first. The number 1 and 2 for me, sticky, and I'm putting Upamecano last.
Why? I mean, the Koundé. The
Wow.
Kunde for me, why Kunde is getting either one or two? Is it because he can play multiple positions, or he's that good as
No,
a
not just the
defender?
fact that he can play multiple positions. For example, O'Neal pointed out the fact, which is why I said Upamecano's biggest save is the fact that he's one of them as a centre back. He's a pace merchant, but he can't read the game. Kunde is very good at reading the game, and it may also be because of the added benefit that he has played in so many different roles and he's able to do it. So he's able to see the game in so many different ways. You understand? Because it's
Sticking
kind of like
time
Ben.
out. That's funny.
So no, if you really think about it, so I'd put Kunde up there. For me, the reason why I put Fofana ahead of him is because, bro, Fofana has come to the Premier League and gone
Mhm.
into
Oh,
Leicester's squad. This man
certainly.
Yeah,
has not. This man has not missed a beat. This guy
And you
looks
certainly.
can
like
see how they're
he's
missing
been here
Joe.
for a while.
They miss him. They do miss him.
Yeah, they
Yep.
miss him. They miss him for sure. So
Yeah.
for me, it's Fofana, Kunde, um, Konate, and then Upamecano. Because Konate isn't a bad defender, no, but I still feel like he has some development to do. But again, Liverpool by him, is he going to get the game to develop? That's a whole nother thing there.
That's a whole
That's
nother
true.
thing. 'Cause Matip is
That's
doing
true.
his thing there, boy.
Yep.
Matip is definitely doing
And
his
and,
thing
and
there.
I'm sure Joe Gomez still ahead of him. So
Mhm.
I doubt that.
no, I
Wow.
think so, man. Because Joe Gomez pairs well with Van Dijk. So long as Virgil is that starting centre back, Gomez ahead of him.
Interesting. And then there's the English bias as well too. We have to factor in there.
True. Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
Kilo Navis. Kilo Navis made some comments recently. And if you haven't seen our show last Friday on the Ballon d'Or, go back and check that out. We made some very, very interesting arguments and a good discussion on that particular topic. Thoughts here from on Kembepe, guys. Let me just interrupt you.
Baller.
Mm.
I
Think
think
some
he's a
some would
good
say
defender.
some would say you overrated.
Bro, Kimpembe is
Kimpembe is for real.
one of those defenders that shoots himself in the foot quite
Yeah,
often.
he switches off, Joe. He has
Yes,
Yeah,
he
those
does.
moments where he switches
yeah,
off,
That's
Yeah,
what
but
I'm
he
referring
has
to.
all the physical attributes
Yes, he
to be
does.
top.
yeah.
To be
Facts.
top.
He could
Facts.
succeed in the Premier League. I think he has the game to succeed in the Premier League. It would fit
Oh,
him,
okay.
the pace of the game and so forth. All right, but I worry about his decision making. I feel like he has a mistake in him, now and again.
Pretty much what Jalil is saying. Kimpembe for me is hit and
Mhm.
miss. And one day, Kimpembe will behind
Yeah.
and you just the man like a brick wall. But then on the next day too, because Kimpembe is one of those defenders that will read the play, intercept, stop the attack, but then still find some way to play himself back into trouble.
How
And
old
that
is that
that
guy?
that, that shaky, that
I think
bad.
he's young. He's still young. He still have a good
Still
age on
young.
him.
Okay.
Still young.
Man, Kimpembe
Let
play
me
at a
check
high
it.
level long enough for done start to ease them some out of his game.
Mhm. But he didn't come from the PSG academy. That's where he came from, right?
Yeah,
Did he?
I
I
don't
think
even
so.
know, to be honest.
He's 26.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're big age, man. A long time
Yeah, you're right.
Kimpembe play
That's
ball
true.
now.
That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. Speaking of PSG, let's talk about Keylor Navas in his comments. He said this: I think goalkeepers need a separate Ballon d'Or from the rest of the players. At this rate, goalkeepers stand no chance of winning the Ballon d'Or because people only care about the number of goals and assists, and they never care about our saves. I know privately we talked about this, but I'm sure that for the show's sake and the fans' sake, they'd love to hear some of our arguments. And if you haven't seen our show on the Ballon d'Or, go back and check that out. We made some good points there. But guys, this comment from Keylor Navas goes right in line with what we were discussing. And I remember Joe suggested a new setup in regards to the Ballon d'Or. But I remember I remember my point. I wasn't disagreeing with Joe. Is this that I think that if you give everybody an individual award, which is what they do, I don't think it's still fair to give a Ballon d'Or award, because then my question still remains: how do you equate goals saved and goals conceded to goals scored? How does that work
Good
out?
question.
I
That's a good question. If
60 goals
Josh,
for Messi
Josh,
is
there's no
equal to
metric.
what?
That's why the
That's
award
that.
makes no sense.
That's why I don't think you should do that. Give the keepers. I agree with him. Anyway, I really do agree with him. I know other people disagree, and that's okay. That's what Alan Fans is about. Tell me what you think. But why can't you have a Ballon d'Or for keepers, Ballon d'Or for defenders, Ballon d'Or for midfielders, and
No,
Ballon d'Or for
no, no,
forwards?
no. That's
Why not?
that is the problem. If
Talk to
you're
me,
going
Joe.
to do the Ballon d'Or for
Mm,
goalkeepers, then you're gonna have to do a Ballon d'Or for everybody, right? Which for me, no makes no sense. If you want to do it, it's a case where it's going to be a Ballon d'Or for goalkeepers and then a Ballon d'Or for outfield players. Then, okay. But then say one, say two, right? While I
yeah.
understand the whole narrative behind of it, with the fact that it just doesn't give goalkeepers and so on a fair fight, because you can
Thank
have a
you.
phenomenal season as a goalkeeper, but
Yes.
you might make honorable mention and come third or second if you're lucky, but that's it.
Yeah.
At the same time, too, right, not to fight down the goalkeepers, no, but hear me out, right? It doesn't matter if the goalkeeper goes through the
Joe,
entire
don't say it.
year and
Don't say
never
it.
concedes a goal. That is only 1 point.
He's gonna
If the
say it.
attack and the shoot, that is 2 points last every
Oh
game.
my goodness.
Just saying.
Right,
Just saying.
right. But then
Them the
the
devil's
opposite
them
is
the devil's
the
advocate
opposite is
tonight.
true. The
But seeing
opposite
some
is true. If
majesty
if
tonight.
if the goalkeeper doesn't do his job,
Oh
that's
boy.
3 points lost.
Exactly.
That is true.
Right. So I'm in full agree. I know goals are what we wake up Saturday morning to see. We want to see goal. We really don't want to see a 1-0 game every week. But if the goalkeeper on his way to this team winning 1-0, I don't want to hear about Salah scoring the winner. I want to hear about, okay, look at the game. Look at the game when I always go back to this game when De Gea made 16 saves, Josh.
Yes. No,
Yeah,
14.
yeah.
14.
16
It's
saves
14.
against 14 against
Yeah.
Arsenal. That's what I want to hear about. I don't want
Mm.
to hear about who won the game. Is he made them win the game? Because we
That's
were
what.
all over United. We were all over United, but for De Gea.
I mean, we can
I
even go into
no,
the
no.
comparison. Let's
Mm.
use the France and Spain game.
Mm.
Mbappe managed to score the winner or win 2-1, but if it wasn't for Lloris, coming
You
up
put
big in those last
spot
couple
on.
minutes and making those saves, we would have been hearing a different narrative. But on the other hand, you're not hearing anything about it. You just be like, oh, Mbappe won, but Lloris made, two key saves, and then that's it. Then we go back to the game. Oh, Benzema's goal, Mbappe's goal. It's something similar to
Yeah,
that.
true. Bro, there are very few games I consider I've watched where the goalkeeper has been the person that really captured my eyes. Let me tell you the goalkeepers I've seen that I've seen Peter Cech play like that, where yeah, you want to see the goals, but for the entire game, my eye and check, because I'm like, no man, there is no way this man is going to keep this up for that full 90 minutes. I've seen
Relegation
Buffon
honestly.
pull off games like that. That same game where David De Gea had the 14 or 16 saves.
But,
That was ridiculous. But then at the same time, say 1-2, like I said, the goals win the games. You
you're
understand?
right, Joe.
Take
You're
your
right, Joe.
goalkeeper of the year award and your
And
golden glove award and shut him out.
and Memphis made this point, and I do think that we don't have those kind of perform. Okay, Joe, a goalkeeper won't have that performance. You have a 38 game season. They won't have that kind of performance 22 games of the season. I
That's
understand that.
facts.
Whereas Salah will score and in 22 games out of the 38. So
Yeah.
I understand that. But then I'm just saying that I don't think they have a level playing field when it comes to an individual award. I don't think the playing field is level, and I think that Navas has a point with what he's saying. Before we jump on in, let me just read through the comments here. Jolly want to know if Josh a flow internet you have, the man just freeze like he named for. Josh, this is your comment. A man want even name Frozone.
Oh, I
Jaleel,
could put a look of them. Go ahead. All right.
they're saying Jaleel mood. He just need to hush. Even if they have that award, he around 9th in the pecking list. That is not the point, Domenchi. That is
That's
not the
no,
point,
that's
though.
not the point. But he
Not
could
the
win
point,
it
and
though.
that is like your comment. That's so in line with what you say. Yeah, Sharissa, good night. Goes win games. Sharissa saying good night here. Where am I? I think I missed. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, the man laugh at you, Josh. The man laugh at you. All right, Odile. Okay, joke of the night. The joke of the night. Laporte switched the leaders from
Leaders.
France to Spain, only to lose
Losing
in
the
the final.
Oh
finals.
man. Wow.
Yo.
Sukwa, he wouldn't even be in the team.
Stuff.
And say, oh my goodness. Say good one. Say Jaleel Sinavas need for Hush. He ain't even number one anymore. All right. Sharissa, Joe, you have to explain this. Why is she
Yo, so fun fact, right? Fun fact. I'll let you in for a secret, boss.
Sharissa, you were my favorite fan, you know. I just hope what
I
Joe say right
realize,
now is not going to take that away.
yeah, wife, you represent the ups. Manchester United fan should be no. So fun
Really?
Lord
fact,
have
right?
mercy. Oh my
Really?
goodness, Sharissa,
She
I
love,
didn't even
she love
cry.
off, she love off Ronaldo. But fun fact, you know,
Everybody loves Ronaldo.
Ronaldo wasn't her favorite Man United player. When we were younger,
Who?
she had a crush on
Beckham?
Patrick Evra. So if ever
And
Ever.
me
who?
ever class,
Ever.
Oh,
class,
ever.
me get knuckle
Wow.
Oh.
outside.
Okay. She like them. You have to learn French, Joe.
Yo, yeah.
Oh man.
Oh
But
my goodness.
let me throw in here my point. What I was gonna say before. I think that the man even sit down and figure out a metric. There has to be a system. Has to be some sort of science involved.
Yeah,
Like we
point
were saying
system.
the other day, where they can figure out how to
Mhm.
effectively gauge a player's impact, individual performance in a game, and then carry that metric throughout the season. You know, all right. I really think that they need to do that because I understand Keelan Navis's passion because he's out there and he'd be like, no matter how well my save percentage is, no matter how many goals that I stop from going in, how many clean sheets I have, Messi could score 60 goals and they will never give me. They will never. I could win World Cup, Euros, Champions League, and the league, be the best keeper in all of it, and still lose. And I think that's unfair. I really think that's unfair. And that's why I
Yep.
say, if you're not going to give everyone their own Ballon d'Or, if you're not going to do that, don't give one at all. That's what my point is, and that's how I see it. It's it's rough,
Yeah,
but
but then
everybody feels different.
the whole breakdown I gave for me, I think fixes that because then
Mhm.
you have the panel, like I said, you have top 30. Now, whoever is voting, you need to have a group of persons voting who understand and appreciate each
Mhm.
position. So you're going to have a midfielder, you're going to have an attacker, and you're also going
Mhm.
to have a goalkeeper, right? In terms of as the judges to assist with it. Now you have your top 30. Like I said, 10 out of that 30 are attackers, right? For the short list. 10, another 10 are midfielders. So you see them and your DMs and so on. And then the last 10 would be a combination of goalkeepers and defenders. And then now when remember it's going to eventually get down to your final three, and then you're going to choose one of the three, right?
Mhm.
That way, it is guaranteed every year that the top three is going to be one person from each section of the field. You're going to have either a goalkeeper or a defender, you're going to have a midfielder, and you're going to have an attacker, whether it be a center attacking midfielder, a winger, a striker, whatever. Now, once they get to that, now it's just to find the correct metric to
Mhm.
ensure that
Mhm.
everybody has a fair chance.
Okay.
It,
Okay.
just in that moment.
I like the adjustment you made there by having a representative from each position,
Each position.
I like that. I like that. But I
However,
see.
before you go there, Josh, I
Go
know where
shot.
you're
Go
going.
shot.
Before just to draw, I still think though that the
Mm.
attackers will have
I do.
an
That's
An
true.
advantage.
advantage.
I
We'll
think
have
so.
still have an advantage. But
I
Josh,
think
you can
so.
go to this one.
Yeah, Jaleesa asked me a question here. Would you give Noah 600,000 a week or Messi 600,000 a week? I give them both. And you know why? You know why? Because if you look at Man United so far for the season, everybody keep talking about Cristiano and his impact up top. And you're right. Anybody talked about him, they're right about that because he's been amazing with the goals he's scored so far. But that game with De Gea had an amazing game. Made a ton of saves. I think it was a Wolves game, and then I think one of the games he saved the penalty right at the end. Which game was that?
Yeah, West Ham.
The West Ham game. You know how much points the man saved me there? Any real United fan, right, knows. Any real United fan knows that if it wasn't for David De Gea, all them years where Man U would try to win the league and we barely make top 4, it's because of him why we make top 4. The amount of points this man saved for my team, United would have been 6th and 7th every single season if it wasn't for this man. So his contribution to me is equal to any amount of goals that Messi or Cristiano or any striker could make. And this is why I'm saying I understand Keylor Navas, because keepers don't get their love. Defenders don't get their love. It's not fair. Really?
That you can just say anybody who plays those deep line players don't get love.
No.
Yeah, facts. Because you can't just say the goalkeeper, because the goalkeeper is as good as his defensive line. Because perfect example, I mean, it might be a little early to throw it in there, but perfect example, Ramsdale.
Okay.
Ramsdale has a better defensive line.
Back at Arsenal, boy.
And
right.
you know, just saying.
And I would just want to say
sure,
that. So go ahead, Mark. I talk too much. Go ahead.
Let me put the next analogy in there. You're saying that we show that goalkeepers don't really get that much love. Look at when a team goes on like a 5-game, with nobody scoring on them for these couple of hours. When that's being talked about, you don't hear the goalkeeper in the argument as much. You hear how the defense has been doing so much better. They haven't been hitting in the thing. But you don't hear that much from the goalkeeper, saving all these shots and helping them from not, conceding.
No, you're right, more, because then look at what's happening here. O'Neill says here, I'm not paying Noah 600,000 to make this team shoot 2 shots a game. I hear you, O'Neill, but my problem with this is that those 2 shots is the difference between having the World Cup and not having the World Cup. Champions League and no Champions League. So your team may have 80% possession, and then 1 breakaway. Your job is to make that save. That's your job. That's what I'm paying you 600K for. Save the ball, and I think said keepers who do it week in, week out, year after year. This is why De Gea is the highest paid person at United before Cristiano came. And then I think Pogba was supposed to sign something and get more. But for years, De Gea was the highest. Why? Because he's player of the year after year after year.
You're right.
He's the best player on the team.
You're right.
Fine. If me pay for me goalkeeper 600K a week, me need minimum 5 assists and 5 goals.
Stop that joke. Stop that joke. Stop that joke, because you're paying. If for anybody who gets 600K a week, Joe, me want 10 goal a game.
What 10 goal a game? But shot that is that 10 goal a game realistic. Come on.
Oh, so 5 assists for a goalkeeper realistic.
Yeah, that is.
Joe, you're the best, bro.
That is this season. And if we're talking five at least 5 assists a week, then if you really think about it in the box, only somebody that might have an argument to Edison, because Edison distribution is ridiculous. But that's about it. Pana, 600 a week for one goalkeeper.
Yes, Joe. Because Joe, think about it, Joe.
Keepers go 90 minutes without making a save now.
Okay. Watch. I'm gonna ask a question for Joe. Joe, you can answer this. Jaleel and O'Neill can give me their opinion. Do you think that Liverpool would have won the Premier League or the Champions League if Alisson wasn't in goal?
With Adrian. Just call a name. With Adrian.
Adrian. Would they have won the Premier League Same team now, same Salah, same everybody, same Mane, same goals, everything. Would they have won the Premier League and the Champions League with Adrian in goal?
It's possible. It's much more.
They
It's
conceded
much,
7 to Aston Villa with Adrian in the goal. Let's just
bro,
put that over
bro.
there.
We're done, Joe. We're done. We don't answer that
No,
then.
listen,
We'll answer that then.
Listen
Oh,
to why
Lord
it is
have mercy.
possible. Because then you can make the argument for Adrian, because Adrian had some games where he good. You can make the argument for
Some
him
games.
wait, no man. You can make the argument for him that he's had some stinkers based on the fact that he's not gonna game time. Because at
Oh,
the
that's
end
the
of the day,
reason.
the same argument that you're going to make that they would not win the league or the Champions League without it, you can say they would not win the league without Trent. They would not win the league without Van Dijk. If Salah and Mane never they score, they wouldn't win the league. So,
Which is why everybody
Okay.
gets 600K.
Okay, but then,
Which is why everybody gets 600K. That's what I'm saying.
But then
Give
Josh-
Trent the 600. Give Van Dijk the 600. Give Alisson the 600. Give Mane and Salah the 600 because they're all key players in the success. Why are
But
we
Josh,
highlighting the attackers?
this Liverpool scenario that you brought up here is it's plain as day because Liverpool made the Champions League final with Karius in the goal.
Look what you do. Look what Karius do. Look what Karius do.
But wait, they
Josh, I think that man answering you in the comments, so you can check it
got
out.
to the final.
Okay, so let me see. It's okay. It's possible, but they wouldn't win it without Virgil. I agree that anything is possible. Look at same Tottenham. They've made it to the final too. So we can't just talk about that because y'all keep talking about other people. It's winning it. They would not have won it without Alisson. There's no way they would without Alisson.
If you don't score
Impossible.
Goal,
Look, Harry Kane has scored a hat trick, right? If Adrian a goal, we tell him now. Okay, this is what happened. I mean, this is the way it is. The guy just sucks, man. Let me see. A couple people here. When they won league, Alisson give a lot of games. But see, that's the thing. For every bad game Alisson have, what about the games that Salah don't score? What about the games when Mane don't score?
Right.
Mane had a whole set of a season when he didn't do nothing, but nobody talk about that. Come on, man. Van Dijk got injured and they recovered for the whole season. I was just saying, give defenders the 600K. Give the keeper 600K.
Alisson is the reason they made the Champions League last season.
Let me ask you a question, Joe.
With that header, ain't it?
With the header, yeah. Alisson is the reason.
Okay.
Liverpool. But then again, that is a one-off thing. That ain't one. Them something that happened.
One-off? 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 Yo.
But
If I get Trent was the one that came up with the quick thinking to do the corner kick quick.
Yeah, so you
That had nothing to do with Salah. That had nothing to do with Mane. The defenders and the keepers don't get no love, man.
If Origi miss, what the purpose?
But
If Origi miss, hold on, if Origi miss, the fans and the coach and the team and everybody are the same set of people that got turned, especially if it doesn't work out the way Trent sees it in the head, are the same set of people that got turned on and cuss and say, why did you not wait for the team to set up for the corner? That's a one-off thing that he just happened to forget. It just happened to go his way. Come on, fellas.
Joe, I just want to ask are you disagreeing that goalkeepers and defenders, deep lying players, that they can put CDMs in there? Oh, okay. All right. I'm just trying to read the rule. I'm just trying to read the rule.
let me just join there. Like how we talking, because we've been mostly using these big teams, and comparison between Lewandowski and Neuer. These big teams have more of attacking threat, and tend to attacking will give them more praise. But if we're looking at these little teams, does these defenders in these lower clubs deserve to be paid more than the attackers?
Yeah, but fuck small.
Because they're doing all the work and at that team rather than attackers are not scoring any goals.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look, right. And I said this in the group earlier, a goalkeeper is under more pressure than an attacker.
Stats.
You give an attacker 5 chances and he score 1 and he may be the winner and you hear about his name in the papers. The goalkeeper now he made 5 saves and he lets in 1 blunder
True.
by the goalkeeper. That's what you read in the papers.
If you get 600K a week, the man.
No, I'm not talking about no 600K a week. No, bring that. No, bring that call.
Yo, I think it's unfair. You know why? I guess I have a personal beef with this because I remember a time Evra said when they were playing Messi in one of the Champions League game, he's like, he go the whole game and contain Messi. Messi do nothing over there. Messi, you defend good. Nobody remembers the 80, 90 minutes, 70, 80 minutes in which he defend Messi well. All they remember is when Messi salad and then score. That's it. And I think that's unfair. That's completely unfair. So
what mean unfair?
It's unfair. Joe, me feel like already, Joe. Wait.
90 minutes,
Joe. But see, that's the point, minutes. Joe. That's the point. I'm talking about overall performance. I remember that happened to me a time, right? When I just played down by whenever the field shot in go by Golden Grove.
Not goal.
Yeah.
Golden Grove.
So me over there, me play right back. Me hold the right back spot good enough. Me contain the win and go over there now. I make up my mind and he not scoping from his side. And then one time the man catch me in a salad now. Right? The man catch me with the salad, I'm going to say, tar boy. Because the whole sideline go, oh! So then now the ball go the other side. I'm saying to myself, tar boy, we can't make the man do me that. So me track back, boy, drop in a tackle and recover. Nobody celebrate my recovery. Nobody. The whole side. I was like, so everybody celebrate the salad. I'm going to get vexed now. Wait, Joe, that's the point. I recover, I stop the man, and the man will score. I'm going to get so vexed. After I clear the ball, I look over the front of them and say, literally, I stopped and said, so when I get salad, I laugh. But when I recover, nobody say nothing. I'm going to continue running. I was so vexed that game, right? I was like, we don't get no love. Any defenders out there, any defenders out there, because I'm a vex. I'm real vex right now. Seriously.
No defenders in the comments now.
Me and defender that. You just did defend the tune of that.
You hurt me. Yeah, the attackers get too much love, man. Way too much love. Talk about goals, win games. If it wasn't for us, every game we fight 5 and 6-5. What about that's defense? That's real. I mean,
when they go, if you want to get 600K, you'd have to get 10 dollars.
Oh boy!
Look at that. Man say, you're not supposed to get sad. You put yourself in a situation.
No, me put myself in a situation. The man good. The man salad me. But then what? So no love in the beautiful slide tackle, no foul that I made. In recovering the ball, get it back, and continue to play. That they get exalted.
You get lucky.
Imagine now, the man that scored for the whole game, my pocket in that corner there. But the biggest thing that happened are the one tiny salad. The one salad. But anyway. Oh boy, I'm sorry guys. I'm sorry. It's just that we really feel up in my spirit, right? Because I will never forget that game day. Seriously. Anyway, but
I have a question. Let me have a good judge. I don't remember if there's any more questions, but let me ask this one. Joe, you said earlier you would change up the format or how they give out this award, and you said attackers and defenders. But where would you put Trent and players like Trent and Robertson, who do most of the attacking for Liverpool, really? Are they attackers or are they defenders?
No, you see the
because because when you look at defenders now, yes, they're listed as a defender. Mm-hmm. How much defending do they really do? I mean, we know Trent can't defend, so how you get your what?
Yeah, but guess what? They're still getting the clean sheet accredited to them. So you're going to judge them as a defender because then now what is going to play in their favor as a defender is that you're a defensive player. You kept, let's say, you kept 70% of your games. You kept a clean sheet. Yeah, no Van Dijk and Alisson and my boy behind there did the work.
That's it.
But they're defenders, so they get the clean sheet. So what they're going to do now, they're going to put the clean sheets you accumulated together versus the amount you
Yes,
were
this
able
one's up.
to give on the attack. So then, as a defender, that just boosts your chances.
So you put Trent and Robertson that mold
Yes,
of players
still in
as a
defense.
defender.
As much as we cried on Trent, no, Trent is not an awful defender, no boss.
Oh, Joe, come on the show. Come on the show. Come on the show.
No, but
Come
true
on.
is the truth. Trent is, bro.
Trent is not an awful defender
No, Trent is not an awful defender. You know what
in terms of
happened?
one-on-one defending.
I mean, I've seen Trent get beat embarrassingly one-on-one, but I've also seen Trent make some brilliant stops one-on-one too. I've seen Trent with his pace recover and stop a lot of goals from shooting. So at the same time too, if you really think about it, the reason why I think Trent gets the additional stink that he gets is because of the fact that because of how much he was contributing on the attacking end, he was then ranked as the best right back in the world. You cannot be ranked as the best right back in the world when your defending is not outstanding. And that is why now everybody jumps up and says, oh, Trent stink. Trent awful as a defender. He's not awful, but he's not great either. Trent average as a defender.
I agree with that.
But as a defender and you're average, meaning why you as my defender?
Well, maybe not you, but Klopp does. Klopp don't need him to be great. Klopp need him to be average.
Yeah, because Klopp don't need a defender in that area.
Because when you go forward,
because he's not a defender there.
Fabinho jump in.
He's an average defender.
Right.
Klopp needs
he's
an
not
average.
Defending.
He is, yes, but just not on the level that you need him to do.
He gets bailed out. That's what we're saying.
Well, we all do, at some point. But
no, you can't say we all do. No,
I guess what I'm saying is that Trent doesn't need to be a great defender in that system. So he would not work in a different system. This is why you see he always picks Reece James in England over Trent. Because for Southgate's system, he needs somebody to actually defend. But not in Klopp's system. So
this is my point. That it is defended. It
is defending, just weak defending. That's it.
Weak defending is no defending. My book at me.
Oh, as Joe says, average. But this point he only said here, right, is why goalkeepers and defenders will never get the Ballon d'Or since Cannavaro. This is the reason why. He didn't get me out of my seat with that recovery. That is the reason. That's why. Nothing that we could do will ever do that. And that's the sad reality.
Josh.
I'm sorry, that's it.
When you throw the recovery tackle, right? I'm going to tell you, when you throw the recovery tackle, it was a clean tackle.
Yes.
How soon he get back up? Because you see, all them some they play one part in if you get the oohs or the ahs now. Because after the man was solid you, right? When you're knocky, it's supposed to be a clean tackle, but we need to see your roll go the corner flat. You understand? You do that. Now what you mean? I went up on the field and celebrate with you. I'll lift you up and sing a parade.
So in other words, winning the Ballon d'Or is about entertainment, not about actual.
You have to trust some entertainment in the defending boss. When Messi go through the
Sorry, I thought this was football. I didn't know this was WWE. I didn't know this was WWE.
Really? You're going on a good Ballon d'Or is just for entertainment purpose. Once the media is behind of you, you are such a big shot at it.
Yo, I tell you now, Ronaldo, I'm not taking anything away from Ronaldo. But if Ronaldo made uglier, the man would have had at least 2 less Ballon d'Or.
Stats. And you know me see at 7 fan, big time.
That's fact.
That is so true.
But you see O'Neal, spot on. The only fullback that is good at both ends, especially in a long time, is Ashley Cole. You have to give and take with these fullbacks because in today's football, how many fullbacks can you name that are giving you the same on both ends? For example, you have Trent. You can say that Trent and Aaron Wan-Bissaka combined would be the perfect fullback, but they're not. Aaron Wan-Bissaka awful going forward, but Trent is brilliant going forward. You just
Ashley Cole ever win any individual award? No.
Come on, bro.
Not at all.
Ashley Cole was brilliant on both ends, but Ashley Cole didn't do enough for talk about how Ashley Cole Ballon d'Or. Come
Okay.
on. Take it easy, man. Take
Can't.
it easy.
And
Right,
you
after
want,
all the
when was the last
question,
black player to win the Ballon d'Or?
Oh,
Ooh.
treading some dangerous waters. They know,
Yeah,
bro.
Joe has left the chat.
no comment.
Just saying, okay? Just saying.
Treading some
Let me see.
dangerous waters there.
Ronaldo got some handsome
That's
points.
some facts.
It's
I'd
facts,
say
though.
it's facts. It's facts.
That's
Who
true.
uglier win the Ballon d'Or? I can't think about that. Which ugly man win the
Madrid.
Ballon d'Or?
Ronaldo,
Dog, but you got a long hair, dog.
Ronaldo, no offense, bro, but he ugly cat.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say be the handsomest man in the world, but I'm looking better than he do. Sure.
No, but no, but
Champions
Josh, at them ugly man got skill, no one of that. Look on Ronaldo, the Brazilian Ronaldo now.
No,
Man,
he
the
not
real
ugly.
look. Well,
He not
me,
ugly.
Hear that? The people. Come on, man. You obviously never watched Beavis and Butthead.
I saw the man look down.
The man not ugly, man. Where I talk about? Where I tell the
You
truth, this
kill
man.
me.
Where the ugly?
You kill me, dog.
Yo, yeah,
See? They never with Ballon d'Or. They with the Ballon d'Or.
boy.
Tell me, thanks, O'Neal. O'Neal with the
Oh
shot.
boy, I can't
O'Neal
be
with
stop
the
playing.
shot.
That is not nice.
Oh
That
man.
would be
Wow.
okay, honestly, I have a
Oh,
question. I have a
man.
serious question to ask y'all. You know, like how everyone,
Say the boy. Yo,
Oh man.
come back, tell us about me do the face again, dog. That's what you
Oh
do.
man. What?
That's what we start on the
Sorry, boy. Go ahead.
okay, like how everyone always put blame on Mendy for not not being a defender, and can't defend. If Trent wasn't getting all those assists, isn't he equivalent to Mendy?
Ooh.
Yeah, and if
Point.
Liverpool wasn't winning, Trent would have probably been binned already.
Yeah.
Just putting that out there.
That's a good point there.
Yo, partner.
Oh my! Whenever Joe starts out as partner,
Trent is better defensively than Mendy.
No, he's not. No, he's not. Don't even try
just-
that.
I don't know, Joe.
Mendy just chang and chop it. Because
I
at
But
don't
Trent
least,
know.
can't defend.
partner,
Trent can't do nothing defensively.
Exactly. Trent know he can't defend. You know what Trent can do? Trent can run down there. Trent can get his foot on the ball and clear him. I kick him out from a corner because Virgil, Alisson, and Matip in there. You know what Mendy can do? Mendy can try for turn and play Changman football and work your way out today and lose the ball and then I can concede.
All right.
That's it.
But
that's
but what the thing here now? Man City attackers is to be blamed for not scoring Mendy's assist on there. And I wish Monchi was in the comment because this is directed to him.
So if Munchie made in the comments and Munchie hear that, he'll just see the two picture at the bottom just split and one
O'Neal
time
look cute, dog.
Wow.
But I think I saw today that he got his third time rejected. His bail rejected for a third time.
All right, Philly, do him.
Yo, the man look like he go jail for real.
I think
No comment.
No, wait.
Then jail man go laugh plenty because he funny.
Oh wait, has anybody heard anything? I know while we're talking about Mendy, has anybody heard any additional information on the whole Bissouma thing?
Nah, I haven't heard it.
After the arrest, that went quiet. I haven't heard anything since.
I wonder if they're connected.
If he go jail, right, dog, and go CDM that, dog.
Tell him, man.
Yeah.
JLFC. No, slowly now. JLFC look good now.
Sigurdsson supposed to be there though.
Oh my, that's he good for free kick. He good for free kick. It still got, old Ronaldo is still class.
Sigurdsson, Johnson, Mendy,
Maguire.
No, Maguire buy that. Maguire buy out in jail time.
Yo,
Everybody.
Bally tell
Yo,
you no. No fight, the man no want no fighting no.
yo, the man say Maguire use it, they play Monopoly. And me have to get out the jail free card in his pocket.
Okay, you wild dog.
We have got way over time, but the topic though was sweet, and thanks a lot, fans, though, for all of your comments in there. It's always been a pleasure arguing with you. So if you feel anybody else would really appreciate our discussion on the Ballon d'Or and on players and the metrics,
Football.
possible metric towards it, and football in general, send them this video and tell them subscribe. Anybody that watch football, back football, send them this, and let them subscribe, and we can talk some more about all of this. But yeah, thank you guys tonight for everything, and come back on Thursday if you want to see that face from Shaq again, right? Because that probably was that probably was the highlight of the night. But anyway, but thanks a lot, guys, for all your commentary. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for watching Island Fans. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you'll know when there are new videos and updates. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and like us on Facebook. Island Fans, for the passion of the game.